Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, subbies and newbies. Here to discuss Killing with a Smile. I ran across this movie earlier today on Tubi, and I said, "Let me give this a try. Let me see what this is about." Because when I read the details, it was pretty interesting. We have this woman who's terminally ill, but she's trying to kill this woman because she doesn't want her husband with her or anybody else for that matter. So I want to talk about a few things along with this movie. So we don't, from what I can remember, we don't really ever know if it was like cancer or whatever, but we know she has a short time to live. She's married. Her husband is faithful, even though his childhood friend is trying to push up on him all throughout the movie. Um, Knowing that he's married, but I guess you feel like his wife's gonna die or whatever. So his wife goes to this voodoo priestess seeking a spell to take out this woman, right? So as I'm watching this beginning stages of the movie, my thing is, I guess my mind was in different places because it's like I can see you feeling like this woman's no good. She's trying to push up on your husband. But then on the other hand, I'm like, okay, you're about to be up out of here. I think it would actually be selfish for you to not want your husband to find love, because I think it was not only just this woman, she didn't want him with anybody else. And it's like, well, for one, you can't control that because you're going to be in the ground or in an urn, however you choose to go. So you can't control that, but it's like, don't you, if you really truly love someone, don't you want them to find love after your passing? I've never understand when people are like, if I die, I want you to jump in with me. Of course, we know they don't mean that, literally, but it's like, oh, I don't want my husband or I don't want my wife, with somebody else. And it's like, so you want them to just be sad and grieve for however many years they have left on earth? So I thought she was kind of selfish about that. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, if this woman's pushing up on your man while you're still alive, she ain't no good. I wouldn't try to kill her though. So she gets the spell from the voodoo priestess. And something that happened in this movie that I wasn't expecting was the husband ends up dying. She just wakes up and sees him laid out in the bathroom with his head cracked open. And so some kind of way, his friend, the one that was pushing up on him, she was like became her conservator or something, and she had it in her head that she was going to get money. Now this is the part that I didn't understand was, why does she bring a dude up in there? Like, I don't understand why. Not saying that she couldn't date, and I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about the woman that the villain in the movie, the one that was pushing up on the almost dead lady's husband before he died. Now she's calls herself taking care of her. Now I will say the moment that he died, and then from that all the way to the end of the movie, I feel like it was drawn out a lot. And I felt like we kind of kept seeing some repeated stuff, like her keep telling her, well, I take care of you. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to get the house. I feel like that was realized in one scene. It seemed like we kept kind of coming to that, and it took a little too long for me, in my opinion, to get to the end, because I'm thinking she's terminally ill, so I guess everybody's just going to die in this movie. So the villain girl ends up getting killed because the man she was messing with had a wife. She came in there, shot them, knocked them both off, right? So after that, I'm like, oh. Now, when her husband died, she went to the voodoo priestess and was mad, talking about your spell didn't work. My husband died. You were supposed to kill the other girl. And the lady, she said, I'm paraphrasing, but it was real good because she said it again at the end. She was like, my spells work, always work, eventually, or something to that effect. I should have wrote it down. But anyway, when Homegirl died, we find out that the main character, her disease, whatever she had, was cured. She got a doctor's call and was like, hey, you're negative, everything's good. And then the last scene of the movie was the voodoo priestess talking to herself saying, my spells always work eventually, right? I did like that. I love a good ending where, when I say a good ending, I mean like that in this point that I'm trying to make, I mean the very last scene. I like that because she said, look, I'm about to get everybody out your life. The husband, I'm not sure if the husband was a part of her spell, but she did end up getting cured, and the girl died, the one that she wanted to. Now, while I was watching this, I was like having flashbacks of years past where I worked. This girl that I used to work with, her mannerisms and even her voice was kind of like the girl in this, the villain. And it just made me think that she used to do sneaky crap just like this girl. And I'm like, I wonder if they're related in real life. So I'm assuming this movie was, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Geechee, right? The Geechee culture, that's in South Carolina, right? So I'm assuming this movie, South or North Carolina. So I'm assuming this movie took place or was shot in one of those states. So if it was, I want to shout out to them because anytime I'm watching movies on Tubi, I always like to see where they're shot because I'm trying to see how the film industry is in that city or state that it's in, because we know Tubi, Detroit has Tubi on lock, okay, like on lock, hands down. Houston is on the list, and this is the second movie I've seen from the Carolinas, so we're going to throw them on the list. Very surprised that I have not seen any Nashville, because Nashville, even though it's known for music, it's still a entertainment focused, it's tourist driven city. So I'm surprised that there aren't more movies because I haven't seen any. But shout out to the Carolinas and Detroit, Houston. These are the cities and states that I've seen representing hard on Tubi. So again, this one is called Kill 'Em With a Smile. This one was cool. Like I said, it drug a little bit. You know, one thing I learned in theater class when I was in high school that they taught us was that the audience is smarter than you think. So there's really no reason to repeat things or make things too long because we do get it very quickly, right? But anyway, shout out to those of you watching this. Shout out to my 122 subscribers, I believe now. And if you are not subscribed, you know you can by hitting that button for me. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think about Kill 'Em With a Smile. And if you have any other suggestions for me, let me know in the comments and I will be tuning in, all right? Peace and blessings to everyone watching, and I will see you next time.